Mr. Maye, how we doing today?
Doing pretty well. How about y'all?
We are doing great. We enjoyed a very entertaining and, in the end, successful football game yesterday. And I want to start off, not at the end, but at the beginning. I know you guys talked about wanting to start fast all week, and you went out there and you did that. You looked very comfortable, decisive, efficient. And I was wondering, was that just, the byproduct of things started rolling early? Was it the investment in starting fast? Why'd you look so good and seemingly feel so good early in that game?
Yeah, I think it's kind of what's that post game. You kind of get what you emphasize when you kind of harp on all week and you try to really put focus into something and just try to find completions, get the running game going, and how do you feel play actions and kind of we're trying to just create positive plays and just kept on moving the ball and was proud of the guys for starting fast, and I think that's something that we need to try to do every week.
Yeah, Drake, really seemed like there was great energy out there from yourself and from the team. And Andy and I were calling it a very efficient performance for you. 19 of 23, 230 yards, 3 total touchdowns, 2 in the air, 1 on the ground. And it's funny, it's half as many pass attempts as last week when you attempted 46. So less in the end ended up being more. Was efficiency on offense a point of emphasis for you guys this past week?
Yeah, I think it's a point of emphasis every week to try to be efficient on offense. We're going to try to stay in third and manageable. Try to be good on first down. I think we still got some. We had some penalty issues that we need to clean up. We had some kind of longer yardage, kind of fighting long first and second down that we need to clean up. But I think overall, I'm proud of the guys the way they fought adversity, and I thought we had a pretty strong first half and need to maybe finish one more, down in the red zone. But really, other than that, just proud of those guys for. Also kind of harping on, scoring touchdowns in the red zone.
Drake, how important was it to succeed in terms of balance early on? I think it was like 7 runs, 7 passes in the first quarter, and it just kept going that way. It seemed like not only were you clicking, but Josh was kind of dialing up productive plays both on the ground and through the air.
Yeah, it all starts with running the football. Those guys do a great job in the run game, and it's just one of those things when you start to run it, it opens up kind of, the passing game and the play-action game. So the more they got to respect the run, the less that they can handle the pass. So I think it's always an emphasis for us to try to get the run game going early and able to play off that. And I think those guys, coach was kind of in the rhythm, and once you're kind of in the rhythm with the offensive coordinator, it starts rolling.
So, Drake, the second half saw its share of haymakers and game-changing plays back and forth. It was a wild ride, especially in the fourth quarter. But if you can, walk us through the 56-yard completion to Ramondre. I thought it was the play of the game. Was he the primary read on that play, and what did you see?
Yeah, just Ramondre making a play. I think he gave the backer a good little move and had him up the sideline. So, yeah, just trying to give him a ball he could catch. I thought I almost overthrew it at one point. So just glad he made a great catch and finished off with a even better run. So I think just making a play in crunch time. We're down in the game. Big third down to kind of it's loud in there. We're on the silent count. It's a big third down to kind of really change the momentum of the game. And I think just props to our guys of making a play and handling it down there is the best thing about it. We finished the touchdown in the red zone. So that was that's a huge play for sure.
Patriots quarterback Drake Maye here on a Patriots Monday on WEEI Afternoons. Drake, I know there was a lot of just noise from people like us, reporters, podcasters, everybody last week criticizing the offense, wondering if there was too much on your plate. And I know you've used the word proud of the team, but it's got to feel good to go on the road to Miami, a place that's been very difficult for the Patriots to play over the years, in the heat, division foe, and really show the resiliency to not only win the game, but kind of, I guess, shut up idiots like us on the radio. That has to feel good.
Oh, shoot. That's we're not worried about that. It's part of, playing in this league. There's a bunch of eyes, on every team and every offense around the league when, we didn't play up to the standard. So I'm just glad to get in the win column, and I think it took everybody. It literally took everybody yesterday, special teams, offense, defense, coaching. So it was cool to come out with the win.
Now, it seemed like earlier in the game, get the touchdown to Mac Hollins, Kayshon Boutte with a dime that you threw into the corner, made another incredible catch. But they all end up only having one catch on the day. Were they not heavily favored into the game plan, or did Miami try to make a concerted effort to take away some of your perceived top targets?
Yeah, I think that's just sometimes how the ball bounces. I think those guys, still blocked hard in the run game. We had some tight ends, we had some running backs out of the backfield, we had some screens. We kind of, one of those games where we, really dropped back passing and just kind of letting their edge rushers kind of eat on the edge. So I think it was one of those things where we were trying to get the ball out quick, and I think, more and more down the road, you could see games, where they have bigger games, but at the same time, we're just trying to kind of spread it out, spread the ball out. We got a lot of guys that can make plays, so I think everybody's just kind of finding their role and playing in it.
We mentioned the balance of the offense. The passing game was going, the running game's going. That means the offensive line is doing their jobs in both ways. You got a couple rookies up there on the left side, 4 new starters. I have to think you're very appreciative of not only the effort they're putting in, but the performance they're putting in a couple weeks into the season.
Yeah, those guys are playing their butts off. Credit to those guys, and two, it's a good feeling right out there with them every week, and I know they're playing hard and wanting to run the football and wanting to win. So I think us 6 really drive the offense, and I think it's continuing to show they're going to get better and better as we go on. The more they play with each other.
All right, so how happy were you to play such a large part in Mike Vrabel's first win as coach of the Patriots? Saw him in the tunnel afterwards, high-fiving everybody. He was handing out game balls, like they were Christmas bonuses afterwards. How happy was he, and how happy were you to help make him that happy?
Yeah, it's an awesome feeling. I think it's we wanted to get the one last week, but it's a good feeling to get one on the road. A division opponent. It means a lot. Such a emotional game and back and forth. So I can only imagine. I could imagine. I was in the locker room. So it was a awesome feeling. Just good to get a win. Like I said, it took everybody, and it was cool to see everybody kind of respond. And I appreciate what coaches kind of brought this year and brought to kind of this organization as of yet.
Speaking of your coach, what'd you think of his speed? I'm sure you've seen the video of him running the sideline on Gibson's kickoff return. Stephon Diggs said he thought Coach looked a little slow. What was your assessment of his speed there?
Yeah, I'm more impressed he didn't, pull a hammy or something. It's hot down there, start cramping. So, no, I thought it's pretty cool. I was watching it from a different angle, and kind of saw him, once he caught the edge around there, I knew he was gone. So, what a play, and that was funny to see Coach running down.
So, obviously, you're only as good as your most recent results in the NFL. Big one next week. But more importantly, how do you take the momentum of an effort like this where you guys got up early, took a few punches, came back and found a way to win? How do you take the momentum of this big road win in a tough place for you guys to pull it off and build off it offensively and as a team overall?
Yeah, I think, one of the big things is you still got to learn from it. Learn from things you could improve on. Learn from, mistakes, or learn from, penalties, and learn from situational football. And you'll help that, take that and help and then let it help us down the road. I think that's a big thing. And also learning how to, come off a win and get back to work and practice this week, and know that it's any given week in the NFL, and they're trying to win the next week and move on. As I say, the 24-hour rule. So try to get rid of a big win and try to get another one.
Drake Maye here on WEEI Afternoons on a Patriots Monday. A question hit me, kind of a crossover question from baseball. A lot of times when you hear about starting pitchers, you hear, sometimes in the bullpen they realize they don't have their best stuff, but they got to go out there and find a way to get guys out and put together a solid performance. Is there a similarity with quarterbacks? Like, are there days when you warm up and you're like, oh, I got it today. The accuracy's here. I just feel it. And likewise, other days where sometimes okay, maybe not my best day throwing the football, but I got to find a way to be good enough?
I think it's more of there's a kind of a standard kind of way you feel when throwing the football, and there's kind of a, feeling with how the footballs feel and how your arm's feeling, where you can kind of get a grip. Okay, yeah, this is one of those days. So, I wouldn't say you ever feel like horrendous throwing the football. Hopefully I won't, before a game, but, sometimes when the wind gets going real bad, or, with some tough weather, but, really other than that, I think sometimes we just feel like, hey, it's a good day to, wake up and throw the football. So.
All right, so up next, big one. You guys are 1-1, week 3, back home at Gillette, and it's the Steelers coming to town off of a particularly frustrating, if not embarrassing, loss for them in front of their home crowd. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think a a hot mic caught you after the Jets game, Week 3, 2024, looking for Aaron Rodgers to meet him or something, calling him the GOAT. So any extra excitement or motivation for you looking forward to maybe getting your first home win as a starter and facing off against a childhood idol?
Yeah, he was one of my favorite players growing up. So impressive how he, throwing the football in his days and still throwing it to this day. So, it'd be pretty cool to, it'll be our second matchup. One from last year, so try to get a big one at home and get a chance to play against, a Hall of Fame quarterback is pretty cool in its own.
Clearly, a win is a great way to unify a locker room and a football team. I'm wondering, because we tend to generalize and look at your team as offense, defense, special teams, 3 units. What is the vibe in your locker room a couple weeks into the season? Like, how do you get along with the defensive players? What's the competition level on the practice field? Give us a little sampling of sort of the behind-the-scenes vibes of the Patriots locker room.
Yeah, I think the guys are just, kind of feeding off each other. I think guys are energized. I think guys are, cheering guys on. I think we got a, real kind of locker room that enjoys being around each other. That's the biggest thing. We come into the facility, looking forward to, seeing each other and competing. And I think that kind of building off from training camp. You wanted to come in here and work against each other, and defense may have one day, we may have got them the next day. So I think guys are kind of, buying into it and just trying to, bring it every week. And I think that's one of those things where, you learn throughout the season that you bring it every week, and you're going to battle injuries, and you're going to, just use each other and use your teammates to, keep going and play football.
Time now for the quarterback question of the week, brought to you by Northeast Men's Health, the experts in treating men's sexual health with 6 New England offices, or at northeastmenshealth.com. This one comes from Mike in Medford, and it says, understanding how much time goes into your job during the season, what do you do, Drake Maye, to get away or wind down, even if it's just for a little while during the work week?
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy watching college football. I enjoy watching other NFL games. Thursday night and the Monday night ones tonight. Just not even from a quarterback standpoint. It's hard not to watch it from a quarterback standpoint, but sit down and try to be a fan for a little bit. And other than that, just go out there with some teammates and just kind of relax and get the body back going for the next week.
Do you still have as much time to do that as a married man, or are there some more loyalties or responsibilities?
No, she loves football. She loves watching, football as well, thankfully. So, yeah, I got a good one.
Okay, so you don't have to watch like the Lifetime channel or something when you're home on a Monday night kicking back?
Yeah, exactly. She knows, Monday Night Football will be on. She knows, and she wants it too.
All right, Drake, appreciate you joining us after the first win of the season. Good luck this week. We'll talk to you next Monday.